What's going on? Alex here, and today we're going to talk about how to freeze your credit reports with the three major credit bureaus being TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Now, why would you want to freeze your credit? The main reason is to prevent the opening of new credit accounts in your name without your knowledge, because typically what scammers will try to do is get your personal info to then open up credit accounts, create other loan accounts, and so forth in your name so that they can get cash at your expense. And freezing your credit will prevent those inquiries from happening right from the beginning and will generally help in guarding against those sorts of fraudulent accounts being opened in your name. And there's not a great reason to have your credit reports unfrozen at any particular point. So it's generally a good idea that if you don't expect to apply for credit in the next few months, then you might want to freeze your credit reports just to stay safe, and then you can unfreeze them whenever you need to so that you can apply for credit cards, apply for mortgages, and so forth. Because keep in mind that if you do have your credit reports frozen and you do apply for credit, that can create an issue because the credit agencies are not going to allow that credit inquiry to go through. Now, to be clear, even if you freeze your credit reports, it still will allow for soft inquiries to occur. So if companies are trying to scope out whether you're eligible for certain credit card rates or certain offers, you'll still see that on your credit reports. What it's going to prevent are hard inquiries, which is companies trying to take a look if you're eligible for credit, which is a step they generally would take to open an account in your name. So essentially, freezing your credit reports is one way to guard against identity theft. It's not an end-all be-all solution, but it is certainly a step you could take in the right direction to ensure that there aren't any fraudulent items attached to your credit reports. Now, I've never done this before, so this is going to be a learning experience for both of us. What I'm going to try to do is go to the three credit bureaus' websites and see how easy it is to freeze the credit. Now, the one question I have is how many upsells are we going to have to deal with, because they're certainly going to try to use the opportunity of us being on their website to try to sell additional services, try to sell credit monitoring. I'm sure it's going to be a hassle just getting around all of that nonsense, but I'm with you. We'll get through it. Don't worry about it. The other thing that I'm wondering is how long it will take, because the process is supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be free. But then again, when you're dealing with the credit bureaus, sometimes that's not the case. And that's why we're avoiding calling any of these bureaus, because what you can do is go to the FTC website, which is the Federal Trade Commission, and obtain phone numbers for each one of these bureaus to go ahead and freeze your credit. But I tried calling one of these numbers and going through the process. It's not fun, okay? Unless you love typing your social security number 15 different times on your phone keypad, you may want to avoid that process. So, with that said, let's get started. Let's see what happens. Again, I've never tried this, so this is going to be the first time in my life that I'm freezing my credit. Let's see how it goes. All right, so we're going to start out here. Let's just choose Experian to start off. And I don't have any preference for any of these companies in particular. I hate them all equally. So let's make that clear. So if we type in Experian freeze credit right here in good old Google, and not great at typing as you can see, have the Security Freeze Center come up for Experian over here. So let's take a look at that. All righty, so add a security freeze, remove or lift a freeze, retrieve my personal information PIN, and grant a creditor one-time access. So let's add a security freeze. Let's click freeze my own credit file. Seems to make sense. All right, and now we have all this wonderfulness. So let's fill it out. Have you lived at your current address longer than 2 years? Would you like to select your own PIN? If not, you'll be provided with a PIN. I'll have them provide me a PIN. Let's see. That sounds a little bit more exciting. All right, so we're going to review the personal information. It's all pretty basic here. Of course, I'm going to have to blur this out so you don't go stealing my identity and all my billions of dollars. All right, so let's confirm that we're all good. Bam. Okay, we've got problems. Address is invalid format. I think the comma may be the problem. Maybe the period, too. Let's take out the punctuation completely. Let's see where that brings us. Oh, we got another screen. Feeling good about this, guys. I think we're getting somewhere. All right, so now we have some security questions that came up here, so let's have a go. Okay, click submit. Security freeze successfully added. Okay. Let's hit print over here. You always want to save these pages to PDF, which is my preferred format of choice. Okay, we're going to name the file appropriately. Today is 2/16/2020. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. Belated Valentine's Day. All right, so we appear to be all set. Hit a save on that. Now, in terms of the emailing of the PIN, okay, I hit email PIN and it emails me my PIN. All right, I can deal with that. That's pretty straightforward. So that's Experian. It took about 2-3 minutes, and we have a security freeze on our credit report. Let's move on to TransUnion. Let's go to TransUnion credit freeze, and I'm Googling these links, but you know that I know that you know I'm going to put links in the video description to help you out. But in case they change the URLs to some of these pages, you know how to get there using good old Google, okay? Because we go the extra mile here. Okay, TransUnion credit freeze, freeze my credit. Here we go. All right, you got little snowflakes. I like that. We're going to add a freeze. Okay, so I'm going to add my personal information. Try not to give out my mobile number too much to avoid the spams, but hey, you know, it's for science. All looks good. Let's go to step 2, or dos, as they would say in German. Now we got to create a username in this whole junk, but hey, you know, we got to do it. So let's create a serious username here. All right, I think that'll do. And let's create a password. Now we hit the accept and continue button. Now we're up to step 3. I feel like this is going to be good. Step 3 is verify your identity. And drum roll, please. You're all set. Your request has been processed, but they don't give me a confirmation number or anything. Thank you for choosing TransUnion. Let's click continue. Your TransUnion credit freeze report status is currently unknown, and the service is currently unavailable. Okay, so TransUnion, you suck. That is my feedback with that. What if we hit the back button? So here our request has been processed, but here, when we click continue, not so much processed. All right. Great. All right, let's move on to the third one, being Equifax. TransUnion really blew it this time. Oh well. Okay, so Equifax security freeze. That's how we get there. Now we get started with the freeze. Okay, basic personal info. We already know this stuff by heart almost, so we are all set. Social security number, okay, cell phone number, current address. I am not a robot, but that is a very deep question if you really think about it. I mean, there's kind of a few different ways that can go. And Google wants us to identify the tracking, or the traffic lights rather, to verify that we're not a robot. Now, Google is working on self-driving technology, and they're using you to let it know where the traffic lights are. So do you think you might be training Google's AI throughout this process? No, that's crazy. Let me put my tinfoil hat away and get back to the task at hand. All right, so there's some traffic lights over here. Now, there's very little traffic light over here, but certainly some. And I think, is the pole part of it? No, we just want the light. We just want the light. So let's hit next, okay? Now we have to identify crosswalks. All right, so let's see how good we are at that. Now, I think we got the whole crosswalk here, but is this part of the crosswalk? It could be. It could be. I'm going to go, because we have this part, I'm going to go with it. All right. Okay, I verified that I'm not a robot. I have my personal info neatly entered. Let's hit continue. All right, so now we have to create yet another account. So let's go ahead and do that. I think we are good to go. Let's hit continue. They're looking up my information. Hopefully Equifax does a little bit better than TransUnion, because that was whack, as the kids might say. All right, so identity verification. We will attempt to verify your identity. This code is good for 30 minutes, after which it will self-destruct. Yes, send me an email. Okay, see, Experian sent us notice, but nothing from TransUnion, the big TU. Not following through. All right, so we got a code here. Let's enter it in here. Account setup is complete. I have no idea how our freeze is looking. And this has been a complete fail so far on 2 out of the 3 credit bureaus. Unbelievable. Let's try and refresh the page. Let's see how we manage. Your Equifax report is not frozen, so refresh got us at least some information. Let's place a freeze. We can't complete your request at this time. Okay. All right, so clearly we could see that the credit freeze process is not as straightforward as it would seem, because 2 out of the 3 credit bureaus, being TransUnion and Equifax, can't handle putting a security freeze on an account, which is unfortunate. But then Equifax can't even secure information to begin with, because let's bring light to this while we're here. I made an entire video about this Equifax data breach. So they can't even keep consumer data safe. They leaked the information of, let's see, 147 million people back in 2017. So it doesn't really surprise me that their website doesn't work. So I have to give it to you, Experian. You pulled through. Process was really easy. It was, I dare say, somewhat pleasant compared to TransUnion and Equifax that couldn't get the job done. All right, so being that the process of actually freezing our credit on 2 of the 3 sites was a complete and utter fail, the least I can do is show you how to find the information on the FTC website to freeze your credit. Now, you would just search FTC freeze credit. All right, and then you go to this website here, which I'll include in the video description. Okay, and if you scroll down here, you will see the contact information for some of these wonderful credit bureaus. Now, we're going to have to, unfortunately, call Equifax and TransUnion to finalize the process, but at least you have the contact information there should you choose to use it. With that, hopefully this was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to hit that bell icon to be notified of future videos as soon as they're released. I wish I had more success for you, but that's going to be it for today. Hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for watching. I also love the welcome email that you get from Equifax. It's not so much welcome to my Equifax, it's more welcome to my Equifax? So they don't seem too sure about whether you're welcome or not, or if that's the right name of their service. But yeah, it looks like they can't even get the email right. So the fact that they even have our personal information, to me, is worrying. So I guess it is what it is. Welcome to my Equifax.